So now we're in chapter 10, and this is when the story starts getting really good. And I won't lie to you, I love this part of the story where faith becomes sight. Boy, isn't it just amazing when you've seen something in your heart and in your spirit for so long. You've hoped against hope, you've prayed it through, you believed it through, and then your faith becomes sight. In fact, it's even more exciting when your faith becomes sight because you've waited and you truly were a woman of faith. Maybe you're in that season right now where all you got is faith. You see no sign of anything happening. Boy, that was me for years and years. Sometimes I would look around and I'd think, there are no guys that are even possibilities. I see no one. There's not even a potential out there. And sometimes that was just really discouraging. I mean, depressing. Let's get real. Sometimes it can be hard. And I tell women all the time, don't expect to see a lot of possibilities, because honestly, your husband, the person you really want, he's 1 in a million, just like you're 1 in a million. And so you probably won't see each other until you see each other. But boy, when faith becomes sight, it is worth the wait. For many years when I prayed about this area of my life, I felt like the Lord said to me, if you will get to know your husband in your prayer closet, you will recognize him when you meet him. And that's really how it happened. It's so funny because when I was meeting Ron, it almost felt like he was strangely familiar, even though we had never even met or laid eyes on each other for years. But there was something about him, the more I started watching him and getting to know him, and I saw him from a distance for a really, really long time as he was the minister of our church. And I watched him from a distance, but there was something about him that I was being drawn to. I bore witness with his spirit. It's like I felt who he was, and there was a resonance within who I am and who he was. Even before we ever talked, even before we met, I wouldn't say that I was liking him from a distance in that way, but I was thinking, wow, I can see what this man is made of. When we finally got together and had our first talk and really started getting to know one another, there was this knowing and this sense that I've seen this person in my prayers for years. And what an excitement that is. Not because they just in the natural fit what you've been hoping for, because they will be a surprise package in a lot of ways, but because there's something about who they are, their character, their vision, the price they've paid, the person that they want to be and that they are, all those qualities. It's like they come together and then your faith becomes sight. And over time, it gets confirmed again and again as you get to know the person more. So that's what this chapter is all about. I'd encourage you to ask yourself, what are those things that your faith sees, but your eyes don't yet see? And hold on to those things. Don't let go. The temptation is to compromise or to settle. But I promise you, if you'll hold out for those things your faith really sees and wants to believe, you will not be disappointed. So I hope this part of my story has encouraged you to be a strong person of faith until your faith becomes sight. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the button below, or click the link above and the description below to stay connected. I look forward to being in touch.